Hello, everyone. Welcome to our Global Inspirational series. This is Ruby Bakshi Khurdi from Switzerland. I welcome you to our show, Global Inspirations, which is a platform for giving visibility to men and women worldwide who are doing something phenomenal. Yes, guys, it is important that we should give visibility, we should get people on platform and show their incredible work that they are doing. Today, we have an amazing person, an amazing personality, Viola Edward. She's a multi awarded personnel and a corporate advisor and mentor, a transpersonal physiotherapist, a breakthrough monitoring trainer, social entrepreneur, CEO, and owner of Grit Academy and Kayana Consulting. She's the co creator of BQ, that is Breath Intelligence, and founder of Feminine Capital Forum. Wow, that's really an impressive list. But that's not enough. She's also the author of two books, Breathing the Rhythm of Success and Who Makes the Bed. Quite interesting topics. And of course, she is co author of eight different books. Quite an amazing persona. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, let's put our hands together and welcome a very inspirational woman, Viola Edward. Hello, Viola. Welcome. Welcome to our show.
Thank you so much. And I'm psychotherapist, not physiotherapist yet in this.
Okay,
It's
okay,
okay. It's
yes.
okay.
So, how are you feeling today? How are you feeling?
I'm very happy today because I'm with you. We didn't see
Mm-hmm.
each other for a while, and it's we are. The word is through the screen now. But I always my heart filled with joy when I see my friend around the world doing such a beautiful work as you are doing.
Likewise. It's always amazing, even though we are all going through a very strange situation of pandemic, yet we are trying to do something meaningful, and that's why we are here connecting people. So tell
Exactly.
us something. Who is Viola? Apart from what all I just said, a big list of things. Who are you exactly to our viewers?
Well, I would say I'm a humanistic, philanthropist. I am at service. I think since I was very small, I had it clear because I had a mom who was always like sharing and serving, and I'm coming from this family of amazing women who have it very clear what is it to be a woman and what does it mean to be at service. So I think
Mhm.
I get that from a very early age, and my sister is like me, so it seems like it run in the family. So I will describe myself like that. I'm
Uh-huh.
also a person who's very curious, a connector. I would say another thing that defined me is the way how intuitively I connect people and situations, and that is part also to my service. And
Mm-hmm.
I've been in love all my life since I have sense of consciousness. I've been in love with humanity and with human behavior. And this is what I remember myself as a child, just trying to understand how and why people do this or that. And I'm one fortunate person that I'm exactly in the field where I have a lot of passion for.
That's wonderful. That's really great. And I see that you're doing lots and lots of talks, lots and lots of webinars, seminars, and whatnot all across the globe. Even during
Yeah,
pandemic, I could see, and I think we did two webinars together as well.
yeah.
To tell us, how do you get to these platforms? How are you connected, so well connected globally?
I think there's one is, as I told you before, I'm a connector, I'm a communicator.
Mm-hmm,
And I think through life, I learned not to be shy to ask, not to be
mm-hmm,
shy to connect people. If I'm in a network and I like somebody, I see some beautiful work, I just text them and offer my services, or I say,
mm-hmm,
hi, my name is so and so. I met you at Ruby, and I love the way how you talk. I would love to know more about you. Like this, like you and me, we met, for
mm-hmm, mm-hmm,
example, with my dearest Winky. 3 years ago, or a little bit
Mm-hmm.
more, maybe a little bit more than 3 years. I met her online, and
Mm-hmm.
when she come out with the idea of serving or mentoring people, women in prison, the forgotten population in prison, to teach
Mm-hmm.
them how to have a trade, how to how to empower women, and
Mm-hmm.
from being in prison to be empowered women entrepreneur. I
True.
remember just I text her, this is such a great idea, I'm with you, count with me,
Mm-hmm.
and
Mm-hmm.
then she texts me, and we first online I start like giving her some consultancy and some advices, and later it come after like a year, and so we work together, and then we met, and then when the time was, I organized for her to be in London, and then we did so many things together, and one of the last trips I think she did, it was to Cyprus. So
Mm-hmm.
I think, and at the end I am honorary president of her organization,
Mm-hmm.
because she will not accept no, she will not take no for an answer, and all that come from that first impulse of saying to a woman, to another human being who are doing something, who's doing something great, or I
Mm-hmm.
thought
Mm-hmm.
it's great, I'm saying, look, this is wonderful, I'm here if I can help you in any ways. So I
That's
think
great.
that that ability of connecting is my major capital. And Ruby, we migrated many times. This is my fourth country of residence,
Mm-hmm.
and I think I'm always so thankful of this ability that I have, because it helped me. This is one of my major capital, helped me to survive so many changes, and helped me to connect and to be part of the community where I'm moving, which is so different from where I
Mm-hmm.
was coming, and make me be part of where I am here and now. Yeah.
That's amazing. That's really good. It's very, very, normal sometimes when we see that we are constantly moving and we see a lot of challenges coming up, then we think if there was somebody to help us, if there was somebody to give that hand, that would be awesome. And I think that's what you have been doing, and you are also getting lots of hands in return to help you to maneuver and keep on moving, as you just mentioned that you have been constantly moving.
And also,
Tell me something. Yeah, yeah.
sorry,
Tell.
Ruby, I also want to tell you, and also is the grit and the resilience. I know that you know what grit is, and it's
Mm-hmm.
that driving force, it's that passion that make you, even when you don't have a lot of knowledge about something or all the connected points, that there is something there for you. So I want to encourage you all to connect with your grit, nurture it, and remember how resilient you are. Yes.
You just mentioned about the grit, okay? And I know that you are the owner of Grit Academy. Please tell our audience what is this Grit Academy all about, so that they are also aware of it and they can also be a part of it.
Yes. So um, I've been since 1993 working with as a mentor, as a psychotherapist, as a breathwork mentoring
Hmm.
trainer, and so after all these years of working in the human behavior field, and before that, I have 21 years working in corporate. I
Hmm.
started at a very early age. I was 13 when I started working.
Hmm.
So 2 years ago, with my sister, we thought we want to do something that it's still deep, it's still connecting, but at the same time much more reachable, accessible, and global. And we
Hmm.
start organizing a product. So we were with those details refining the product, that it come out from the acronyms of grow, from your own resources,
Hmm.
to be inspired and inspire others, and to be grateful for the breath of life, to be
Okay.
able to transform and adapt to the changes that life gives you. So this is grow, resource, inspire, and transform. Is it form the word grit? But at the same time, both of us, we have grit, we have passion. So from there it comes the word grit, and our slogan is um, it's like grit is breathing resilience for sustained success, because it's
All
not
right.
only about how to write the book, how to get that speech, how to get that company. It's how to sustain it, and
Hmm.
also sustain it in a sustainable way. I'm repeating the word, like, because we're part of a family, we're part of a community, we have social responsibility. So how
Mhm.
is that sustained success? This is what is the grit about. So it's
Mhm.
a academy that give different program, and our
Mhm.
two signature program are, one is the Grit Star, that is
Mhm.
a 7 session for self-development and growth. And the
Mhm.
second program is to train coaches and mentors to be able to give the first level. Yes.
Wonderful, wonderful. That's really great. And if women want to be connected with you, they can just go on your website and it will lead it to the Grit Academy, right?
Yes.
All right.
Yes,
Great,
indeed.
great. So we have shared your, your details with the viewers. Of course, whoever wants to connect, please connect with Viola. That's something really wonderful. I've just written in the chat window also. Grow, resource, inspire, and transform. That is something
Yes.
that's gonna help you. So please do it. Please be a part of it and get inspired.
And please
Viola,
please keep following Ruby, because she's doing great work.
thank you. Thank you so much. I would like you to share the success story. What is your success story? Why are people wanting to work with Viola? Why want people to be a part of your mission? Why is it that people are connecting? Are you doing something special? What is the ingredient that you have? What is the magic?
Yes. Well, the magic is, apart from being connected with that grit, the magic is that years ago, when I was in my early 30s,
Mm-hmm,
I worked so hard, so smart. I did everything I was told to do and more, and went into so many programs and deep therapy to heal my victimacy, my victimhood. So I
mm-hmm,
think since then, I stopped being a victim. Therefore, I don't take things personal. Like I used to be such a poor me person, I
mm-hmm,
used, of course I have many stories that reinforce my poor me, like my, as many of you know, I repeat that story many times. My dad died suddenly when I was 3 years old, and we changed my first country when I was under 5, never again to go back. And then I
mm-hmm,
changed the second country when I was 13, never again to go back for many, many years, and
mm-hmm,
become migrant and start working, etc. So I had a lot of story to reconfirm how poor me I am. And that was all the time pulling me back, even though I was the person I am. So
mm-hmm,
once I healed that, and I'm most thankful. And the way how I heal it, it was through psychotherapy, mentoring, and when breath work, conscious connected breathing entered to my life and make all that link between all what I have studied and done.
mm-hmm,
I feel really, it's like a huge weight went out of me, and I become lighter, living day by
mm-hmm,
day. At the same time, I stopped being so scared of
mm-hmm,
doing things
mm-hmm,
wrong. Or, I just lived and studied and grow up, but with that pressure on me. So I really, really break free. I really, really connect what is real freedom. Of course,
mm-hmm,
there's so much more thing to learn, but I think is that. And of course, there's things that happen to me nowadays. Sometimes I lose a friend. Sometimes there is a misunderstanding. Sometimes
mm-hmm,
there is somebody who read me in a wrong way. Of
mm-hmm,
course, but I take them as episode of life, as event of life. I don't accumulate them up to
mm-hmm,
go back into that state of victimacy anymore. So I would think one is my curiosity, my passion, and my vocation to service that
mm-hmm,
makes
mm-hmm.
people be close to me. And the other thing that I don't accumulate stories on me. I face them, I work on them, I cry them, I go to therapy, I do whatever I have to do, and I move on in life.
That's very, very good. That's really good that you don't crib over it. You don't sit over it. I think that's very important message to the women, especially because it's women who are very emotional. And if something good happens, they move on. They don't think about it a lot. But if something bad happens, some women, they just sit over it and keep on moaning for a long period of time. So I think, Viola, that's a very good golden nugget that you just shared, that you move on. You try to find it as a challenge, try to take it as something which is not happening, but then you don't sit back. You find different avenues how you can challenge it, how you can make it work better for yourself.
I'm, I'm,
That's really
I'm
great.
also I'm also emotional, but I'm efficient. I'm emotionally efficient, and this is a whole. I hope one day I connect you with you. This is created by a dear colleague called Guillermo Ricken that created something called emotional efficiency is when you don't repress, but you don't
Mm-hmm.
obsess. You don't repress and you don't obsess, and you free so much space in your life, so you become
Mm-hmm.
emotionally efficient.
All right, because I talk a lot about emotion intelligence, so it will be nice we can do some talk together
Yes,
about emotional
yes,
efficiency. That's really interesting. That sounds interesting. Uh,
very useful work. Yes.
with emotional efficiency, I think would also come resilience, which you just mentioned few minutes ago. Resilience. So, how can a person practice resilience, especially during now, during pandemic? How can, like, what will be your advice to people to practice or be more resilient?
Well, it's a continuation of what I was talking. Is
Mm-hmm,
then when you heal this victimacy, and when
mm-hmm,
you heal patterns, like many people, we have like addictive pattern
mm-hmm,
that take us to a dysfunctional breathing, to a dysfunctional way of thinking. When you
mm-hmm,
start being more aligned with your thought and your breath and your action, when you start like dancing to that rhythm that is more aligned, then
mm-hmm,
you build up resilience in the way that life will surprise us. Life will can give us impact, and then
mm-hmm,
we bounce that impact with much more flexibility. That's one something. And the other
mm-hmm,
thing, we get very nurtured from the experience of that impact, because we don't dwell in the resentment and in the poor me and all this. Of course, it impact us, can traumatize us. We can feel sad and angry and frustrated. All
mm-hmm,
emotion, we're not saying they are bad or they are good. Just we learn not to get stagnated in one emotion. We move from
mm-hmm.
that place because we know how
Mm,
to be more effective. And the
very
other
true.
thing, the thing that I work about organic resilience is not only to stand up again, is to
Mm-hmm,
stand up being flexible, being nurtured, not to leave pieces of your skin
mm-hmm,
and bone of the way, not to become bitter, not to become non-confident or non-trusting others, is
mm-hmm.
another lesson that you have learn from it and acquire experience from it. And this is how you build your wisdom. So it's very important, the subject of resilience, because it's not only to stand up and continue doing,
True.
working for our, is how nurtured you can be from the experience. And this is what is our work about.
All right, that's really, really very interesting. When you say these things, it has a lot of thought-provoking things already adding it to itself. Tell us something a little bit more about your sister. Like, how did you think about getting this Grit Academy together with your sister? Because I've seen some posters which you had shared with me, and I was very intrigued. Like, what is this? Like, how it is? Because normally, there is a lot of competition between the sisters, especially, if the age difference is not that much. So tell me something. What is your relationship with your sister, and how did this thought come to put something together?
So my sister is my love. The love of my life is a gift of life. My sister come to life after my dad passed away. My mom was pregnant, 7 months pregnant. And
Oh.
she debated between life and death for like almost a year. So for us, for my mother and me, she was also like a miracle of life.
Mm-hmm,
Very, but at the same time came to life in a very dramatic situation when
mm-hmm,
family
mm-hmm,
are like impacted by the loss and the grief. So we always loved each other. My sister will be this child that if you will give her a chocolate, she will ask you, "Can I get one for my sister?" And if the
oh,
other one will tell her, "Don't ask for more," she will keep it in her hand and until she sees me. And she said it will be sometime melted or something. She said, "Look what I get for us." So
okay.
we always loved each other. We always protected each other. I was like very, very adult, and she was for a while very, very small. But
Mm-hmm,
sometime we lived in the same country, sometime not. But we have a huge, deep respect and love for each other.
mm-hmm,
And in the
mm-hmm,
90s, we have a center together and we know how to work with other. We are really, really as individual, we with a lot of respect and we complement each other. So
mm-hmm,
now I'm so privileged to be living with her again in Cyprus and to be creating this together. So my sister
mm-hmm.
is a sunshine. I wish all of you will have a sister like this, being blood sister or being spiritual sister. She's
True.
just a gift.
Very true. No, even I have a younger sister. So whenever I see your posters, I feel the connection. I instantly resonate with it because I have a younger sister as well, and I share the same chemistry with her. We are very close, very like in tune with everything that we do. But we're very different also. Like, I'm more of a go-getter. I talk to anyone and everyone. She's a little bit of a shy person. She's behind the scenes. I'm more of a, like, I can talk to any Tom, Dick, and Harry and get work done. And she is a little bit taking her own time. But when she gets with the person, she is like into it. So yes, I agree very well. Sisters are sunshines, and they
But
really
I
make
have,
life
but
meaningful.
I have like yourself, Ruby, many spiritual sister in the world that I feel very protected by, very loved by. I feel
Hmm.
sister. I feel so many of you open the the path for me, and now I'm a little bit older than you, so I also have a sister who call me and ask for advice. Or so I'm very privileged person in my family
True.
life, being the close family and being the wide family around the
Hmm.
world.
Hmm.
Very thankful.
It's true that we are all connected with sisterhood. Like, I think we can give a shout out to Harbeen Arora, who connected us all through her WEF, Women
Exactly,
Economic Forum,
exactly.
and All
Yes,
Ladies League. So
very
there are a
sister
lot of
happy.
such things. Yeah, there's a lot of such things. And also Female Wave of Change, that's another platform where we are connected thanks to Ingun Bol. There are lots and lots of people
Yes,
that we can
yes.
have a shout
We
out.
have an
We can
event.
give a
Don't miss
shout
it
out.
on Saturday.
Exactly. I know. Then Dr.
Beautiful word.
Heidi, there are so many people that we can take names because they're all soul sisters connected, and we are connected for life. Whenever we see you are having an event, we jump over there. You see someone else is having. So that's what sister is all about, caring,
Yes,
supporting, and empowering each other. So yes,
exactly,
indeed, we are fortunate.
exactly. Women
uh,
appreciated women. Huh?
exactly,
Is
exactly.
it
Yeah. Oh,
created
yeah,
by
that was
Dr.
another. That
Colleen
was
Long?
another.
Huh? Dr.
Exactly. We
Colleen
met
Long,
there.
women appreciated women. Yes, bless her. Yes.
Exactly. Yeah, that there are so many platforms where we have connected both virtually as well as physically. I had the pleasure of seeing you, meeting you, being with you. So
Yes,
it's
yes.
great.
We could, that's what we miss. But we have so much. We have had so much of connection that it's true that I miss many of you physically, but also that's another way of another ingredient of resilience and grit is the ability for adapt to the ability to adapt, adaptability
Hmm.
and flexibility. And I
Hmm.
think this is huge, a huge gift to have that. Because
Hmm.
if this is what we have now, let's love each other and support each other through this. Let's move, let's adapt without missing on, without losing or letting go what's our dream, to give each other a hug in person and see each
True.
other again. But let's do what we can do now. So
Very
yes,
true. Very true. No, that's really, again, something very good and strong message coming from you, that we should not be repenting or we should not be wasting time. Whatever time we have, we should just grab that as an opportunity and move on, keep on
yes,
connecting and empowering each other with a smile, even if inside you are not feeling the best. But when you give that comfort to other person, the other person feels valued, and he or she feels, life is meaningful. Life is much better
yeah.
than cribbing and sitting inside.
And if you
Um,
have a good insight, also share it. Huh? When you are in pain, please, especially this is for women, please don't
mhm,
leave your pain by yourself. Please share. Please ask for help, women and men, but especially women, because you
true.
you feel like you're dealing with the family, the work, and all the plans. And please, don't leave never again your pain in loneliness. That we are all here to support.
Hmm.
And if you connect me and I cannot help you directly, I will be able to connect you with whom can give you a hand in this moment. So, one advice to all of you, please, never again alone. Together
Very
is
true. Yeah, that's the motto. That's your motto. I was about to say her motto in life is together is better. And of course, most of the people, especially women, they always share when they are feeling great, but there are very few women who share their sorrows. So that's again a
yeah,
very good advice that women, please open up. Don't keep your sorrows to yourself. When you will share your pains, when you will share your unhappiness, maybe you find another shoulder, maybe you find another soul sister who's there to comfort
yes,
you, who's there
yes,
to, come to your rescue. So that's
yes.
something even. plus plus. On that note, I would like you to tell, give some advice to the women, to the men, to the whole world as an inspirational person, what they should do and how they can feel more confident and comfortable in the coming times.
Yes, one thing is remember, while there is breath, there is life. And
Hmm.
when there is life, there is infinite possibilities. So I would say, first of all, remember to breathe consciously,
Hmm.
not in a hurry. You have your breath, you have and your mind. So
Hmm.
when you catch yourself just not aware, short of breath, or take yourself to another level of consciousness and
Hmm.
take the time to inhale and exhale with time, to be inspired and to be in gratitude that you're alive. And
Hmm.
then catch the quality of your thought, because many of us, we grow up in certain countries that, or certain families or tradition that are a little bit more pessimistic than other because of the different things that they went through. So it's like we inherit certain wording or certain behavior or
Hmm.
certain talk. So you really, really need to change that. And in so many culture, that when people are laughing from heart, suddenly they stop and said, oh, something bad could happen, I'm really laughing. No, if you find yourself laughing so deeply, just continue and make other to be a contagious from that. So there is certain attitude or certain pattern that we need to change, and keep from our culture those beautiful things that really keep us enrooted and taking our origin wherever we go in the world. But at the same time, we need to learn how to open those wings very big
Hmm.
and wide, so we can go in the imaging or in reality where we want to go. Meanwhile, keep the positive, but not only seeing the positive, just see the whole picture. it
Hmm.
has
Hmm.
it has some part of it positive, some part of it less positive. And I always,
Hmm.
always, always remember one of my teachers and dear friend, Naida. She told
Hmm.
us that reality is very difficult to define.
Hmm.
It's so subjective. But if we want to go to define what is an objective reality, we will have
True.
three major elements: what I want, what I should, and what there is.
Hmm. Hmm.
Imagine you have these circles: what I want, what I should, what there is. And that part, when the three circles meet, is that reality that I can be moving on. So if you ignore what you want and
Hmm.
you go only to what you should, then
Hmm.
become fundamentalist. If you ignore what you should and you do only what you want, then it's like
True.
spoiled child. If you
Hmm.
ignore these two and go only for what there is, so you become a pessimistic person. So
Very
it's a
true.
combination of these: what I want, what I should, and what there is. And now we are living in a time, this is what there is. So what can I want, what can I do, what can I have, what can I desire, what is my inspiration to do,
Hmm.
taking in consideration what there is, but not being trapped in what there is. So this
True.
is
True.
advice to you in this time. Review your purpose, you review your vision. It's true that something changed. I had, like,
Hmm.
I don't know, around 30 events postponed since March to now. But
Hmm.
look how we create other things. So how we put the grid program out.
Hmm.
So get into the adaptability, review your thought and
Hmm.
review your breath, and see how you can align your actions according to your desire, to your breath, and to your thought. And you will need some help, mentoring help for that. Get it. See
Hmm.
who is around you, who can support you online or offline, and get it.
Hmm.
Ask for it. Keep connection
That's
with
very good.
Ruby. She knows many of us, and she will tell you where to go and how to do. Yes.
Wonderful. Hi, Asim. Good to see you here. You can even ask a question to Viola. We have been having a wonderful discussion till now. Feel free to ask a question. He speaks Arabic as well.
Yeah, I speak Arabic. أنا بحكي عربي
So
أيوة.
you can say something to him in Arabic, he'll feel happy. So yeah, that's a wonderful piece of advice, Viola. Wonderful piece of advice. Yes, people normally hesitate when they need help or when they need some additional or expertise. They always hesitate. They always think, "Am I doing the right thing? Is it something that I should tell or share with the people?" So that's another something which people need to pay attention to all the time. And of course, don't lose focus, which
Yes.
with your grit, very well it says clearly, grow, resource, inspire, and transform. I think that's very important. If we are constantly trying to inspire people, or if you're trying to give them the required thing, automatically people will do better, because they tend to understand and they tend to see the things how they are and what they are. What, according to you, is something that that requires people to click, for you? What is something that makes you click instantly with a person? Because you meet so many people, but there's something that you click with some and you are like, it's hi, hello, friends. But what is something that gives that click to you?
Well, imagine I have no problem to click because I click with everybody. But I'm gonna tell you the other one. In general, I like everybody. Like I met this woman who's doing this. Oh my God. What I exercise myself when something doesn't click, which is very rare. When
Mm-hmm,
something doesn't click, and as a teacher, sometimes we have 30 people, 50 people. In the
mm-hmm,
past, I used to have hundreds of people. But when
mm-hmm,
something doesn't click, and when one of these participants or one of these people, there is like an interference, there is something. So
mm-hmm,
what I do, I don't focus in what there is that is not clicking. I look to that person, their eyes, their hand, their smile, something that I like, something that click with me. So I don't focus in what doesn't click. I focus what does, and then I focus in their eyes. Let's imagine such a beautiful eyes, such a beautiful eyes. I connect with those eyes. I don't connect with the mouse if the mouse is like this rigid. Just something that connect. And I have had, I can't tell you, we don't have time now, beautiful relationship with people that at the first connection was
mm-hmm,
not clicking, because people go with their traumas and with their defense mechanism, with many things to the
mm-hmm.
word. And sometimes this is what they show first. So what I do, I give second and third chance. So that may be an advice I can give you. The rest of it, I click in general with all of you. Some people, it's like first I speak Spanish and Arabic and English. So I speak those languages that most countries speak. And in the other side, I'm a human. I'm like a connector. I'm in love with humanity. So
Mm-hmm.
um, my students laugh with me because I said when I go in a trip, usually the one sitting beside me is gonna become my client, a colleague,
Mm-hmm.
or my teacher, or some friend of a friend. I'm all the time connecting. So I just click. In general, I click, and I love. I have so many. I'm in love in general.
That's a very, very positive way of saying you're in love, because there are very few people who say that. They don't realize what valuable life they are dealing, what their valuable, thing they have. They just take it for granted. There are a lot of people who just take it for granted. So that's another wonderful thing to say, that you are in love with your life, and that's the way you lead it, and that's why you're a happy person.
But I
Yes.
also want to tell you something, and this is another thing I learned, and that is why maybe I'm successful. I also learn how to set boundaries. If you are a person like me and giver, and you really need to learn how to set boundaries on time,
Mm-hmm,
because
mm-hmm,
if you confuse somebody who's really affecting your life, if somebody who's really breaking the trust, who's really breaking the code of ethic, I
mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
learned how to set boundaries. And remember, when you set boundaries, the love didn't finish immediately. The love will take long time to stop,
Oh,
because
okay.
you don't nurture it anymore. So I think as much as I am this person who love and give, I'm a person who know how to set boundaries. And
Mm-hmm.
I have this friend that I have to set huge boundaries, and I know the trust was broken. But sometimes I see her around, and my heart, the love is there, but it has been already 2 or 3 or 4 experiences that tell me, careful, careful. So I keep my boundaries, I keep my boundaries there. I don't I don't interfere in the love that I feel for her. This will fade away with the time. I don't suffer because I love her. I just remember why I set my boundaries so I don't fall again in that trap because my love for her still active. Do you That is very important, I think, in relationship. And I think sometimes we confuse that call of love to go back to a relationship that doesn't work for us anymore, and then we go and make mistakes again. So this is very important thing to learn. That's a good advice.
That's a very, very good advice indeed. That's a very, very good advice. Of course, sometimes we forget doing these basic things, and that's what is not important. And that's what is something that, call a hiccup in life. So we have to be very, very careful and, all the time happy. That's whatever is coming, just grab it with both the hands and keep going. So on that note, Viola, it was really, really wonderful talking to you. Having this, sharing this platform and talking and telling the people what is good, what is not so good, what they need to do, how they can do. So these are, small things, but even everyone knows it, they don't follow it. That's the irony. You just said there are certain things people know, but they still don't follow it. So maybe, with your advice, people will start following, people will start thinking that life is valuable and we should grab it. We should not just leave it or keep it for a later stage. On that note, I think it's really, really wonderful to ask you just two things without before leaving. If I ask you about certain colors, it's a fun quiz I want to do with you. I did not tell you about it, but I just want to ask you, like, if I say certain colors, I'll be talking about four different colors. What comes to your mind, right? So the very first color, red.
Passion.
Wow. White.
Beauty. Space.
All right. Black.
Sober. Sober and yeah, nice.
Nice. Black, sober. And yellow.
Sunshine, sea, um, summer.
Oh, I had the same thing in my mind when I was asked this question, yellow, I said sunshine. So it's very, very important when we think about certain colors. Like you said, white, for you, white could be hope, but for some, white is not hope. When you said black, for some, black is the color of the occasion, but for some, black is nothing, it's like black, completely black. So it's just our mindsets, it's just the mindsets that people see in certain colors, in certain situations. Why I asked you this color quiz is because sometimes people see colors and they feel fascinated, and sometimes with the colors, people feel, kind of in a different world altogether. So yes, it's very important for everyone to be inspired, be there, and think about all the things. Thank you so much, Viola, for coming and joining us. It was really, really a pleasure to have you here to share your
Thank you.
wisdom, to share your nuggets, golden nuggets. And I'll please advise all the people that do pay attention and make sure that you connect with Viola. Try to know about her academy, try to know about her books. The books that I just mentioned, I'm also going to show you or mention those books in the YouTube channel. You can see them, you can read about them. Please make sure that you see them and understand them and read them. So if you want to get in touch with Viola, follow Viola, try to see her webinars, be in touch with her, and keep empowering. This is the platform. When we say global inspirations, it is a platform where people are sharing their success stories to inspire you. If Viola can do it, you can do
You
it.
can do it. Exactly.
Viola has done it, so you will also do it. So be part of it.
Definitely.
Thank you
If
so much,
I
Viola.
manage, you will manage. That's for sure.
Definitely, definitely. So thank you so much, Viola. Take care. All the
You too.
best.
Thank you.
Bye
Bye bye.
bye.
Bye bye.
So that was Viola Edward, all the way from Cyprus. It was amazing talking to her, knowing her insight, knowing about her Grit Academy, her relationship with her sister, her relationship with the people, her relationship with soul sisters across the world. She is an inspirer. She's a person who's very fond of life. She loves her life. So, guys, keep dreaming, keep loving your life. On that note, Me, Ruby Bakshi, takes bye bye and bids you all the best. Stay safe, stay healthy. Take care.